go into any supermarket with toys available, and there's always this one kid that whines and cries on the floor, like he goes overboard or she goes overboard, and they finally get the toy. I used to do that. I got a limited edition Batman toy figure, but I lost it a few hours later while my mom was shopping. But no, I'm just saying, kids can whine and get stuff because parents aren't in the right mindset because they're doing the Christmas shopping, and kids whine. They're like, if this will keep him quiet, I'll get this for him.
Yes, your mother was too nice to you. She shouldn't have done that.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason's mom really loved him.
Yeah.
Too much, maybe. But Jason took full advantage of that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can see that.
But let's talk about the safety factor. Now, you mentioned that it has to be made of a non-toxic material.
Mhm.
That's very important. It shouldn't be too heavy for the child, and the child should be physically able to handle the toy, as well as it should make sure that it's age appropriate, as well as not to worry
100%.
about so much about gender sort of discrimination.
Age
when it comes to-
appropriate, and of course whether the toy is not sharp. You have to always check whether
Okay.
the toy has sharp edges,
Mhm.
and if you buy toys with strings and stuff, whether the child can strangle themselves or choke with them while they are playing.
I see.
Right?
Okay. So all of
So-
these have to be taken into consideration, and also if it's something like building blocks or puzzle pieces or something of that nature, to make sure that they're bigger than a film canister, so that the child doesn't choke on it. So these are all really great tips that we're giving out to you here on Good Morning Sri Lanka today. But let's speak about when it comes to making your house a safe environment as well for playing with these toys. Now, let's say if someone buys a bike or one of these small cars that you sort of pedal like this and you go, it's fun. It's fun for children. But then the parents then have to worry about where they're going to be riding these things. So how can parents control the environment in that way?
Well, it's as you said, you need to figure out how the toy is going to be used. So bicycle cannot be ridden in the house, right?
Yeah.
You need a lot of space.
Yeah.
So there should be a little garden, or they take them somewhere for the riding or riding
Right.
the car. Toys in the house are generally toys more like building blocks, puzzles, books. I mean, the toy area in the house, which we believe in, it should be a very quiet and calm place for the child to spend and develop them more language wise and cognitively wise.
Right.
When you're thinking of the physical aspect of it, of course you need to sort out the outdoor environment.
Yeah, so that's very important. And I mean, in movies, like I said, media plays a big role in how parents sort of treat their children as well.
Yeah.
You see padding and sort of like sponge put on the corners of tables and the corners of cabinets,
Sharp-proofing,
the sharp,
pretty
the
much, yeah.
sharp corners. Yeah. So are these things actually relevant? I mean, are they practical things to do around the house to sort of child-proof the house?
You have to baby-proof the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you talk
All
about
these
0 to
things,
5,
yeah,
the
you have to
baby
give
age,
a baby. But when a child is about 3, when they are walking and they understand the entire environment, you really don't need to restrict them too much. Then basically in your own way you are trying to sustain their physical growth, because if you are
see.
trying to say, okay, don't go here, don't go there, don't use this, don't walk from here, you're going to fall, especially the staircase. It's like a huge issue in every house, because they're so scared the child is going to fall off the staircase, but they don't.
They don't. Okay.
Right, when they're up to 3. So what you're talking about, baby proofing, that is essential. Essential.
So sort of covering those plug
Sharp
points
edges,
and the
plug
sockets
points.
with a bit of plaster or duct tape. All these things are important. But when I speak about babies, now babies are bundles of joy. I mean, they're very fun to have and hold them and things like that. But buying gifts for babies can be a bit confusing for some people, especially if they have no experience with babies. So what are the best things to get for Christmas for a baby?
Well, as I said, from 0 to 3, be careful with the chewable part of it, because this is what they do,
They
right?
chew on everything.
Yeah.
What if it's one of those pacifiers? Because they do chew on those, right?
What?
Should
The
be okay.
pacifier. You know the thing?
Supus.
No. When they're young, as 0 to 6 months, I think you should concentrate on the noise, like the rattles,
Okay.
where they hear more sound, and maybe they are physically not developed yet, so it's more sound, rhymes, things you play so the child can listen.
And mobiles that you hang on the cots and all, and they go around. You can hear the music
yeah.
as well.
Things like that.
Yes.
Then from 6 to 1 year is generally pull toys, the toys you pull around, so they're trying to claw around, and things which are not dangerous, of course, right? And maybe the smaller the child is, try to buy larger toys, but not heavy. Like
Okay.
you're buying large building blocks, large pull toys, which are not heavy, but it helps them to balance better, right?
Okay,
Tricks
okay.
it.
I see.
So if it's from 2 to 3, it's generally toys which will increase their imaginative power.
Because 2 to 3 you mentioned earlier is the time when the imagination is at its
Dress
peak.
up things, dress up
Okay,
dolls,
okay.
houses,
Mm.
tea parties kind of thing, you know,
Okay.
and building stuff like, you know, trains,
The little
places,
choo-choo trains that go around the tracks. Yes.
puzzles.
Because I have a nephew who's memorized this entire map of the world. I mean, the puzzle pieces are not big. I mean, they're not small. They're pretty big. I mean, for a 3-year-old, but still for a 3-year-old. Now he knows exactly where each piece should go. So
Continent.
even if so if there's even if there's nothing else around it, he'll just go and place that piece there
Yes.
and then work around it. So yeah, I guess in that way, 2 to 3-year-olds, they really learn very fast.
Right.
Because we were amazed. I mean, he did that the 5th time he was making that puzzle. He was just doing it by memory. Definitely.
When
They
you
do.
mentioned big toys
do.
as well, something bigger, would that also play a role in a kid aspiring to grow taller? If it's a big toy, you'd be like, hey, one day I'm gonna be bigger than that toy.
Well, as I said, you are on the track about language development, cognitive development, and physical development. So if it's a very tall toy you're giving and the child is reaching up, of course, I'm sure it will help the development of the legs. So I hope he'll get tall, but other than that, he will have stronger bones, that's for sure.
Okay.
Nice,
So
very
if you
good.
want your kid to grow taller, I'm just giving you a quick tip. Get them tall toys. And it just might work.
They just might, and maybe that's what you should get a 4 to 5-year-old. What are the good gifts to get a 4 to 5-year-old? Now we spoke about 0
Action
to
toys.
Action toys.
Action
Okay.
toys.
I knew it. I knew it.
Action toys, but as I said, physically you have to check their physical development. According to their development, you buy the action toys like bicycles, skipping ropes, hula hoops, beach gear. You know, this is what they
Little
were
mini
like.
basketball hoops. Yes.
Oh, so
very
no
fun.
Batman. I thought you said action figures. Okay, I misheard.
Action play, not figures.
Okay.
But thing is, even Batman, I mean, it's nothing wrong or right there, but where's the development? I mean, it's just a toy. What do you do with the Batman?
He's a hero of Gotham City, hello, and he's like, he could
Yeah,
save
but
a lot
he's
of
just
people.
sitting there. Nothing happens.
Yeah,
So
but he's got a
cognitive and sort of development wise, you have to always think about how the toy will help your child. But
Yeah.
what are the resources? I mean, most parents, when they look at a toy, maybe they can't figure out how this is going to help their child. So are there any resources that they can use, books maybe, or something online, certain sites where you can go and sort of check how good is this toy for my child? How will it help my child?
There is loads of outlines, but then we need to figure out it's according to the countries and the availabilities, right?
Okay, okay.
So, I mean, if you go online, we have loads of websites which is more not in Asia but more European countries,
Okay.
right? So they have this entire safety net of toys and they have figured out what to buy and you know what are non-toxic and stuff.
Yeah.
But generally keep in mind whatever it's going to not harm your child and which is going to have some kind of development pattern in them in these 4 sections.
Right.
Like even if you buy a book, right? So
You
say
have
it's
to-
age appropriate. So if it's like
Yes.
2 years, it's no point you buying a huge fairy tale because they won't understand unless you read it. But why don't
Mostly
you
buy
focus
something with a lot of pictures in it, right?
pictures and 3-letter words?
Right.
Okay. That's the best way to go about it. I think we've given everyone a
That is true.
concise guide to shopping for any child that you know. So it's going to be a great season for all the parents
Let's
out
do
there.
this. Let the Christmas shopping begin for your child.
Definitely.
Avoid
definitely.
pink and blue.
Avoid pink and blue. Be
pink and
creative. Be
blue.
creative. Think about how a toy can help your child, and think about how much a child will benefit from any certain toy. So, as parents and as family and friends who love children, you really have to think about what you're giving a child, especially when they're 0 to 7 or 5 years old. And that's what we've discussed today on Good Morning Sri Lanka. So we've gone from performing arts, Jason, to toy shopping here on during the Christmas season.
That is correct, Amaya. I had to
Jason.
agree. I thought I'd give the news anchor man.
So
a
he's
go.
giving me the anchorman voice right now, which means he's getting hungry and he wants his breakfast.
Yes.
So thank
And
you
also,
so much,
yeah.
Arundhati, for
Thank
being
you.
with us on the show.
Yeah.
It's lovely to have you here, and we'll have you back in the season as well. Until then, we're going to wish all of you a great day ahead and happy seasonal shopping, or any lists of to-dos that you have to do. All the best with all of that, and we'll
Do
see
that.
you tomorrow as well on another great show. Bye.